There we are. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Chandlers Cottage. It's been so long. Are you well this evening? I hope you had a good day. And if you joined us last night, that you managed to fill in your Wednesday successfully with lots of sewing, maybe shopping, cooking, all the fun things that we love to do. So, who's here with me this evening? Kath, Gail, and 5 others are already in the building. It's a bit cruisy after doing last night. There's not the days of hype before a show. It was just like, oh, Rob, I'm just going to pop out to the shop shed and catch up with the girls for the evening. So, more new fabrics tonight. I'm headed up because it's cold, and also, look, okay, the hair was a bit average, okay. So I donned my beret that I bought from some very talented knitter at the Lang Lang Quilt Show. And it's just lovely, lovely and warm. Tonight we are going to, where did you all just come from? Tonight I'm going to tell you a little story. It's like bedtime story stuff. And the name of the story is Thorngrove. And it's just a lovely little story I wanted to share with you. But it's also kind of the start of a new story as well. And just while I'm waiting for everyone to get their cuppa and settle down in a comfy chair under a blanket. You know, I left the door open for Ginny to come in, and I can already, only that much, and I can already feel the Arctic wind coming through the door. So I'm going to be well and truly awake. I will not be cozy under anything for the next few minutes, that's for sure. But I'm filling some new pin cushions that we're going to talk about. And I've got my metal funnel. So I don't know what you use to stuff your pin cushions, but my preserving funnels I find are very, very handy. So, and I'm filling them with our crushed walnut shells. And I'm probably going to make a mess because I didn't bring a cup out. But what I find, can you see that with the funnel, is as it goes in, it's quite good because you can use the spout on the funnel to kind of compact it down as you go in. So, and I find my rule of thumb is that I find if I use one of our 300 gram packs, that is just, seems to be the magical number, the magical weight to have to fill any size pin cushion. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more in here. I'm not going to fill them all while you're sitting there, but I'll just do one so that it's kind of looking a bit perky and a little bit like it's going to look at the end. There we go. Just see, when you get towards the end, you can really push it in, and then I'm going to pop a pin in the opening on this one because we need to have a talk about them. There we go. I can't see any comments tonight from all of you. I wonder why. Let me just try again. Unless you're just not talking to me. Could that be it? There you are. I've got them now. They went there. Good evening, Bernadette. Good evening, Lorraine, Joanna, Denise. Robin's here. Dell's here. Kieran's here. Cheryl's here. I'm nearly there. While I remember, I have opened up morning tea for Friday morning, and I've got a couple coming already. So if you were planning on coming Friday and you wanted morning tea, I shall be cooking scones, quiches, some shortbreads, some special shortbread, probably macadamia and white chocolate, because there's a macadamia tree at Mark's farm. So I get to snaffle those. How's that? That's not too bad, is it? Let me just put a pin in it. And then, of course, we're open on Monday. So don't forget that. We're open Monday on King's birthday. And it is complimentary cuppa. And I thought quite fittingly an English shortbread on Monday. If you're popping down. You don't need to book for that. Just come. We'll be here. There we go. I'll just give you a little sneak. That is one of 4. So I'll show you those. I'll just sit that there. And I'll show you those in a second. I'll move this out of the way because you know what will happen. I'll spill it over there with those. Okay, so we'll get to these in a minute, but I want to tell you quickly the Thorngrove story. So let me take a sec. So you've got to put, this is the sort of stuff, you know how our dad's always said, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. But all of this is true, and all the little jigsaw pieces come together. So let's put all the elements together. Element number one, Rob and I got married in 1993. Oh, I did it. 1993. And we got married at the Grand Hotel. Oh, sorry, we got married at Mum and Dad's farm at Hillsville, had our reception at the Grand Hotel in Yarra Glen, and then we went to South Australia, and we spent the first 3 nights of our honeymoon in this most magnificent bed and breakfast that Rob had found. And remember, this is before internet, before Googling, before any of that, called Thorngrove Manor in the Adelaide Hills. Lovely couple. He was a plasterer by trade. It's a castle. It's amazing. Google it. You can Google it now. Have a look. And we stayed in a beautiful suite, and it was lovely, and it was very special. And we did go back a few years later for an anniversary and stay again. Then we went to the Barossa, Tanunda. You know how it goes. Lovely. And then I'll add you another element to it. When I first met Jason Yenter from In the Beginning, one of the first shows I went to, I think it was probably before, I don't know, I was there with patterns and things, and so it was probably around the time, it was probably a couple of years or a year after I started designing for Robert Kaufman. And when I first went to Jason's stand, he had William Morris inspired fabrics by Michelle Hill from Adelaide. And that's when I first met him, and that's the first time I bought In the Beginning fabrics for my shop in Beaumaris, because to me they were culturally influenced, and that's what I wanted. So they were English styling, and we put them in our shop. And I bought them from our mate Tim at Lloyd Curzon, who is now retiring, and now we've got Jason from him to look after. You got all of that? Okay. So then when I talked with Michelle last year, and she'll kill me because I haven't really done much yet because things like Jason that have got in the way, with Tim retiring, she agreed to hand over the rights to publish her patterns to us, which I'm very honoured to do. And we have slowly been chewing away at them in the background. Be Mindful, of course, is one of them. A lot of you have done. So, but all of her beautiful William Morris inspired ones. And in my head, I'm thinking, what if we could take some of Jason's fabrics and put them into Michelle Hill's, which I briefly touched on yesterday. So she sent through all of these beautiful patterns to look at and the pictures, and there was one that she sent through that was this amazing, huge quilt over this big 4-poster bed. And I said, Michelle, what's that? And she said, oh, that's not a published pattern yet. That I did as a commissioned quilt to go on a bed at a B&B in the Adelaide Hills called Thorngrove. Freaky stuff. And then I went back and looked at the picture, and the quilt is on the bed in the suite that Rob and I stayed in for our honeymoon. You'd never pick it, would you? And we actually named our second house Thorngrove. And that's where Chandlers Cottage as our business started. Our first little weatherboard home we called Chandlers Cottage. And then when we moved to our new home, the bigger one, where we had the boys and we lived there for 15, 16 years, we called it Thorngrove. So you can imagine the magnitude of the coincidences and this whole circle of things going around. So now we're going to go back and put Jason's fabrics into the Thorngrove quilt. So it's this whole wow circle of things together, a lovely little life circle. So that's what we are just starting to embark on now. So Michelle had hand drawn all of her patterns, of course, and we're in the process of converting them and digitizing them into lovely line drawings, and then we will start to add the fabrics in to the actual images, and we're going to recreate some of her beautiful quilts, including Thorngrove, with some more sort of tonal fabrics like interwoven Halcyon tonals, and there's another one I'm yet to show you called Dip Dot. It's just going to give them a little bit more of a pop of colour and hopefully a new lease on life, because like with everything, you know, fabrics come and go and people can't get those fabrics anymore. So I think it's going to be super duper and exciting and really rewarding to do that. So who's here? Cindy, Pauline, Fiona. Oh, Kath's here too. So that's what's happening. Now, not everyone is going to want to embark on one of these big medallion quilts, and we knew that a lot of you loved stitcheries. So I decided to take the quilt. The Thorngrove quilt has got an incredibly large medallion in the middle, and we're not sure how we're going to attack it yet in terms of turning it into a pattern. But what I wanted to do was perhaps give us a little taste of Thorngrove to get started. So I've taken a couple of the elements out of the center medallion and I've done them as just little stitcheries, and they're being pre-printed as we do onto beautiful linen fabric. And I've taken 2 of them and I've done 2 onto an ivory background and 2 onto a slightly darker sort of natural coloured background. So I'm going to show them to you. Now I'm going to have these finished and up on the website tomorrow night. So this really is a sneak peek tonight, but when I'm back with you tomorrow night, by then they will be up on the website. I just need to fill them and seal them up and get a photo, and then Cass will get the patterns finished off for us Monday. So this one again, this is this one here. So each of the kits, and it's a very, very simple kit in its entirety. It's going to come with the pre-printed fabric, the fabric for the back, and of course they've all got Jason on the back. How could we go anywhere else with this story? We had to. And we've got a beautiful wonderful thread chosen for each one. This one I've done in Razzle, so it's actually a beautiful gloss. It's got a little bit of a shine to it. This is another motif from the large medallion that you can see here. So it's got a beautiful wheel with the fleur-de-lis, and that one's got its little tassel on it there like that. And then the same ones but in different colours. So there's the flower. It's got that one on the back. And then there's the wheel in that gorgeous multicoloured one. It's called, can't remember now. It's got a really cool name to it. It's like, I don't know, can't remember. But it's got a really festival name to it. With all those beautiful colours in it. And then I've got that one on the back. So I'll finish these off. And you can see you're just going to go to a little square. So it's going to give you a little taster of Thorngrove. And you've got a whole spool of the cotton thread with the Wonderfill, so that you've got plenty to do your tassel with as well. And then there'll just be a little guideline instruction sheet with some suggested stitches to use. I've done all of mine in chain stitch, and I have included the tassel instructions, but if you're a backstitch person, you could do that. Stem stitch, I'm going to say yes, but you're going to want to keep it really tight. One, to cover up the drawing, but also the printing, but also there's some pretty tight little corners on this one, so you're going to want to keep it nice and tight, small stitches. Now, that's an element of it. And then I thought, not everyone's still going to want to go up to a Dirty Great Big Medallion quilt center. So I'll show you this that I have started. And this is going to be my kind of little me time when Rob and I pop away for a couple of days. But this is a very much reduced version of the centre medallion of Thorngrove. There you go. So when you come here, you can see this is the motif that I've pulled off one of the pin cushions, and it's actually the centre of the medallion for the other one. So this will actually sit on point if we were doing it into the medallion in the quilt, but then I've taken it and I've brought it down so it's going to be a really nice European sized cushion. So you're going to want a good 60 centimetre 24, and this is just going to be something that we can pop in our bag with a couple of threads and take it with us. Because it is symmetrical, you can, if you want to, once you select a colour, say like I have here for these 2 flowers and the fleur-de-lis here, You've got plenty to do with just one thread packed because you've got the 4 corners to do all in the same colour. And you can see I've started to pick out the centre on this one here, and so then I can do all of my 8 flowers round. But I'll just bring it in and show you. So I could say, everyone, go and do your own thing. But I thought then again, maybe I should be responsible and at least do one colour story for you, so that if you like what I've done, you can run with that, or you can use it as a guideline if you want to break it down. So I'm doing quite vibrant colours on this one, and I have organised to have printed, because these are just my sample ones, the same design onto that darker, more natural colour. And so with this one, we shall run with slightly warmer colours. So don't ask me which one's my favourite. I don't know. I don't know. Someone said something about pins, and it was something, does the crush... Yeah, I know, Pauline. It's quite surprising. The walnut shells, what happens when you put the pin in, the walnut shells kind of close round it. It's very different to putting your pins into a polyester or a wool filling. But yeah, I love mine. We're doing tomorrow night the woolly sheep pin cushion. It's got the walnuts in it, and it's done in linen, and it's great. And the other thing is, it's got really good weight. So if you need a bit of weight to stabilize your pin cushion, it's really good. Anyway, I'm going to close my little box. So that is where we're at. So we're going to do these, and then this, and then we're going to work our way up to a medallion wall hanging with that design, but it's like this big. And then after that, I'm going to see how I feel about doing the entire Thorngrove quilt. I'm not sure I will. The Thorngrove quilt is 2.5 meters square. It's big, and on this big 4-poster bed at Thorngrove, it goes, you know how high those beds are, and it goes all the way down to the floor with all these fleur-de-lis around the sides. So I'm going to hold on to that and think about it. And the other thing is too, is that with the start of going down design journey again, and I'm going to different cultures, there will be an English range, and it will mimic the styling of Melba, but it will be English floral motifs. I'm feeling like that is probably about the time that we'll start to think about doing the whole Thorngrove quilt, which is not far away. In quilting and fabric designing things, it's only next year, but I think that would be the time that we come back and decide if we're going to do the whole thing. Or it might be possible that the border stripes that I do to go with that, a little bit like Melba's, will work well as a border to go around the medallion. So anyway, we're very, very lucky. Michelle Hill has entrusted us with her designs, and I want them to do well for her more than anything, because she's such a special person. And yeah, so that's the start of the journey. But what an amazing thing to actually, yeah, I want that quilt. She'll go, that's for Thorngrove. Oh, right. Well, we all know we've been there and named a house after it we lived in. Anyway, it's a great, to me, it's a lovely little circle of life story for you. So we will forget all that for now, and I will just get my pin cushion stuff so I can get them up on the website for you tomorrow night. The search word for tonight is, it's still Advent. I haven't put, most I did put it up. It's still Advent, so everything's in there, and I've added a few more things in. I'll probably start pulling some things out, so there's not too much tomorrow night when Mark's here. But yes, we'll keep going. Now, one thing that I have put up today, Cindy, is it super cold up in Yeovil? I bet it. Oh, Fiona's in. Good evening. Did I miss anything else? No, we're all good. If I miss your comments tonight, I'm really sorry, but there's something really weird going on. I'm not getting them all tonight. Carol, hello. You're saying good morning. Where are you, Carol? Pam's here. Oh, Pam Edit's here too. Jeanette says, love Michelle Hill. All right. What have I put up today? Okay, there's only 4 of these. I have 4 spare kits from the Creative Escape. I didn't think I had any, but I have 4. So if you weren't able to come on the weekend, some excuse like living in England or something like that, this is our little project that we did at the Creative Escape. I don't like where that camera is. Excuse me. Come down here. So this is it, and it's got its little pumpkin pin cushion inside, and you've got your little basket. We've got woven EPP around the edges. These kits were, I'm going to use the term, what will I use the term? Organic, in the way that they developed. Good evening, Rita. Judy B's in the building. They were organic in that as I finished the pin cushion, we cut the fabric and the threads for the pin cushion and put them into a kit. And then as I finished the woven panels, we packed all the templates and all little bits of fabric for the EPP weave into a little bag. And then we built it up. And then by the time we actually got to the Creative Escape, there were lots and lots and lots of little pieces in the kit. So in here you've got a little bag that's got the cork for the leaves. There's like, how many? Lots, 14, 15 little pieces of fabric in there. The templates, your handle, the fabric for the outside, the inside, and there are actually 3 pieces for the base, because you've got one for the underneath and the inside, but then this is a pre-shaped piece that you put inside as well to stabilize it. So all of that is in there with the pattern. So I've popped up, I've only got 5, but I've popped them up in case you missed out and you think, oh, I really wish I could have gone. Little photos on the back that Cam did. I really wish I'd gone. So you can buy a kit. Oh, and of course you get all of your adhesive rubber foam batting to go in it as well. So they are up there for you if you are interested. I'm just going to pop those back over there, and I'm going to put the foam down there. Now, on the back wall tonight, just so yummy. Ombre, and I think I've overdone it wearing the scarf as well, but you know, all in for colour. Timeless Treasures. Can you see the bottom? I don't know, you can. Yes, you can. So it goes all the way from dark, you can't quite see the top. Let me get you the bolt. It goes all the way from dark blue. It's insane. It really is. So it goes all the way from dark blue here. All the way over to the yellow on this side. It's a riot. I'm just going to call it a riot. And you've got beautiful butterflies over the top. This is, so you know how I'm printing digital now, and Jason prints digital. But we don't print pictorial digital. So we're still drawing like you and painting and designing like you would for traditional screen painting. And then we take it, screen printing, and then we take it over into the digital world and pick up some of the advantages that come with that. Like unlimited colour, smoother transition between motifs, and then the added bonus now of being able to still put metallic over the top, even though it's digitally printed. Different cloth, all of that. But this is semi-pictorial, so it's not like they've just taken a photo of a bird and printed the photo onto the fabric. They've taken a whole heap of different photographed elements in flowers and things and collaged them all together with the butterflies over the top. I just think cute purses all day long. I just can't help thinking purses like our kangaroo perch style purses. Judy Vermeulen will be all over this with her business. Megan will be all over this. Rosemary says, I'm here too. Not quite as rugged up as me. I know. It's a bit cold. Just a little bit tonight in here. What did I miss? Heather Campbell is here as well. Good evening. They might, Jeanette. I don't know if they keep the pin sharp. I shall research this. Jenny Miller, look, if you're late, it's fine. If I'm late, it's a big problem. But it's okay if you're not here on time. That's fine. So this is just, it's fun, it's glorious, and I don't know what else to say. I just had to have it. I just had to have it. It's got everything going on. And, you know, it's all very well to have these gorgeous fabrics and to show them to you. But I'm a bit excited because it's going to make an absolute smash on a table in the shop tomorrow morning, because we've got the Western Port quilters coming, and it's going to make a a big show, an absolute big show. And I'll be able to merchandise myself silly with it in the morning. Now it's got a couple of friends that are here as well. Oh, first up, Therese, I got your message, by the way. Therese requested a 12.5-inch square Creative Grids ruler. I had to buy 3. I probably should have bought 6. I don't know. I'll get more. But these are now online under the word Advent for tonight. I know Creative Grids are an investment, but once you've got it, it's fantastic. And as Therese said, just for those bigger blocks to square them up, super good. So if you miss out, don't forget to tick the notify when back in stock bit, because then I'll know I need to reorder them and you'll get an email when they're back in. This is another one from the same very large collection. I only got 3. I could have gone on forever. Some of them didn't float my boat. But this is a beautiful tonal for all my purple people out there. Just a whole heap of hydrangea petals over the whole thing in beautiful shades of purple. Just gorgeous. So if you've got a purple stash, that's going to be it for you. I've got Gelato 307 out for, I promise, for a really good reason, and it's for this. So this is the other one that I used to post up tonight's show. Just scrummy. Now this is not digital pictorial. These are like a beautiful watercolor stylized flower. So let me just put it over here for you. And then you've got little pops of pansies with their little yellow centers. It's just lovely. So if you if it's your thing, that's what it looks like with the 307 with it. So this is our periwinkle that I love, that's there. Okay, and then, wait. I found another one that I think is probably almost better. So if I laid that across, this is going maybe just a little bit over, stepping over the line with the pink at this end, but the blue and the purple and the lilac through to there, absolutely gorgeous with it. This is BVP. So that's another option for you. If you've already got periwinkle in your stash and you are collecting your gelatos, this is probably a good one to grab. Looks really nice with it. Let's pop that back up there. So these sort of prints also, because I've been thinking a lot about 3D work and ruching again at the moment, these are the sort of prints that are really good for that, because when you ruche them up, you get an intensity of colour in them. And you think about what we've been doing lately with reverse applique circles and bag flaps and everything. This is gorgeous. And I mean, we wouldn't want to dedicate it purely to a lining, but to have it as a lining, and then the underneath is a flap on a black bag that's got purple detail on it would be just beautiful. Where did this come from? Up here. I should put that one back up. This one does not fit. And then in here, I'll pop the Advent there. In here, we've got some Garden of Dreams. Now, I'm not sure, this is my disclaimer, I'm not sure what happened with Garden of Dreams 2 and Jason, because I don't know why I didn't get it. Not that I get the design, but I don't know why we didn't have it in stock. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I know we had one. I think I missed the boat, and I'm not sure why we missed the boat. But if you're now the distributor and it's long gone, you can have a whisper in someone's ear and find out if there is any stock left. And there was. So I grabbed it because I felt like we'd missed out on these. And it would be criminal not to have them. Now look at this now. See that gelato there? And this now has all of these colours. So that pink matches this up here, and it pulls all of them up, even down to this blue. That is just Perfect. Maybe we did have one. I don't know. I don't know where I was. I was with the fairies. Look at this one. So pretty, soft and delicate, and you can use it as a whole piece. But because of all the intricate shading and these beautiful circular designs, you can come through and fussy cut this to pick out any colour that you want. They're lovely. I felt the need to pause for a moment and just look at them. That's a bit silly. So, do you want to close up with this one? There you go. So it almost goes down to like it's a cherry red. Lovely. Also looking forward to putting those out on a pretty table tomorrow, maybe with the last of the roses in the garden. All right, then we've got greens here. I was sorely tempted to cut these to do my second attempt at the Disappearing 9 patch tonight, but I'm going to stick with the Halcyon tonals that we did last night. This is a lovely, almost contemporary stylized floral from Jason. And then, because you've got to never have too many greens, and then look at it with that. Really lovely and fresh with the blue and green. Really nice. Barb Birrell's here. Oh yes, I'm open tomorrow, Fee, if you want to come down. No, we're open from 10 till 11. The girls are coming through at about 11, I think. But yeah, you can come down. Come down and say hi. You're only down the road. This one came in just this afternoon. I got this one from Tim, and we got this at a special price for us. You'll see. You ready? You ready? Look at that. So it goes down to all these beautiful kind of rusty oranges down the bottom. The photo on the website, you'll see I literally just laid it out and took a photo because I couldn't find it on his website. Oh, Lynn says, we have a school in our village called Thorngrove, which is a fab school. My daughter is a teacher there. Oh, wow. The story just keeps getting better, doesn't it? I think that's fantastic. You've got everything that you might possibly need in a foliage in colour in one piece. I'm going to make you panic buy. I've got 6 metres. That's it. And it's gone forever. Now, it came in today and Will said, do you want me to find the correct photo and everything? I said, don't bother. It'll be gone. If not, if I'll be nicking it. No one else does. Can you see under here? Same as the green one. We've got it in a really lovely purple. And in the underlying shading, can you see that in there? That actually goes through into like a lilac-y pink underneath. So there's just a lot of movement in it. And I haven't popped it up on display, but I've also got it in an orange. I'm going to say orange tangerine because it goes through to a little bit of yellow. So pretty. Really, really pretty. And, you know, really fresh. If you have a look at it, so if I hold that there, you can see how it picks up all of the oranges and the yellows. That's really nice. I'll pop that back down there. So, there you go. If you didn't join us last night, we had a little bit of a chat about the Chandlers Cottage Advent Calendar for this year. And I'll say thank you to everyone that has booked. And probably the most exciting thing is that you're excited about the colours, because that was what was keeping me awake at night, worrying that you'd like the colours. So thanks. I'm chuffed. I really am that you're on board with the colour scheme. So yeah, that's really lovely. And this is it here. So we've got all these beautiful interwoven fabrics. We're going to go bright. Bright, bright, kind of summer festive season under the Australian sun. Like that. So I'm going to pop these in here for now. I haven't shown, well, I have shown it to Margaret, but I want to show it to her in the box tomorrow night. Because she'll be here and we'll be talking pin cushions, colonial knots, and other things. So, but thank you very everyone that's already booked your advent calendar. I was quite shocked actually at how quickly they're going, and so that was really lovely. So thank you very much. And a few people said, how long have I got? And so I've promised to let everyone know when I'm down to when we're down to about the last 20, you've got plenty of time. You honestly do. If you need to save up the cash and stuff to pre-order, you're fine at the moment. I did, you know, I know it's a big ask to do it this early in the year, but then it means for us we can actually get it organised and ready to go out. I'm going to go out earlier this year, of course. I don't think I mentioned it last night, but I think I've put it on the website. It's about the 13th or 14th of October. We're going to do the mail out about then. Okay, so it'll be good. All right, so tonight I'm going to have my second attempt at a disappearing 9-patch. And I had a chat with an expert today. Remember, Angela was watching from So Bright Quilting last night, and she said it's the first block that she had ever done. So I rang her today and said, what do you think I should do tomorrow? What do you think I should do tonight instead? So, yes, we're going to have a go. Rosemary says, yes, Rosemary, you do. So secure your advent calendar. You'll actually hop online and order it. And we're very grateful if you do, and then we will have a little box with your name on it, and we will mail it out to you mid-October, so you have it in plenty of time to start on the 5th of November. Thanks, Kathy. I missed your call today. I'm sorry. We'll catch up tomorrow. Melissa, it's your first time. And I'm looking like this. That is a problem. I don't usually look like this with a hat on. But thank you very much for joining us. There you go. All right. So this is what we were talking about last night. This is our charm pack of Halcyon tonals. Now, there's 5 missing here now because there were 2 that I used last night, and I've got 3 under here. And I did look, I'm going to panic buy you on this because I said we would only do 1 set, and I had a look before the show and there's only 2 left. If you would like to grab that charm pack, and it's under the word Advent tonight. Can you hear me struggling a bit with my breathing? I drank my soup too fast. I've got a drink of water. You know how you do that and you go, that was really stupid, and it sits about there. It was really yummy and it was really hot, and I think I burnt my throat. Now it's just sitting there. Anyway, enough about me. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing again, but this time I've got 3 colours to run. And Ange said, run the one you like the least, or the darkest one, in the centre, because it's the one that gets chopped up. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut. Remember, these are 10 inch and we actually need them to only be 9 inch. So I'm going to cut 3 inch strips down like that. And then I'm just going to immediately turn these round and chop off 1 inch at one end, like that. Then she said, so we're actually going to run, yeah, okay, I got it. I think I've got it anyway. And this is going to be, I'm going to use those 2. This one is going to be my centre square. So I could do my best to confuse us all, or keep it simple. That's my middle. You know what I'm going to do? We want, I want 1 more of these. So I'm going to have red on my outer corners. I'm going to have green on the horizontal and vertical sides. and then we're going to have purple in the middle, and then we're going to chop it up. Okay, that was a lot of fiddling around for 3 stripes. Let's go across to the machine. See, to me, no, we're not using Halcyon. These kind of reds and greens are sort of more Aussie Christmas reds and greens, because they kind of depict Ficifolia, flowering gum, fresh green lawns, all those things. And then I'll pop the other one on while I'm here, shall I? Okay, onto me. I actually had a really lovely meeting phone call today with the company that are going to be supplying us with our beautiful pure white linen for the background on our Advent. And that was a very important conversation to have, because I need to guarantee the supply. Oh, it'd be good if you turn the iron on, Leesa. I need to secure the supply, and it will be quite a lot of linen. And so that went very, very well, and we're all set. So it's a bit of a background team, and that goes for some of the other cool things that are going in, and maybe threads from Wonderful, maybe some other little special treasure things from someone else. So it's like one big jigsaw puzzle to bring it all together. Okay. So I'm going to iron this time towards the darker colour, so towards the red. Still got that variegated orange in there. It's like watching paint dry, isn't it? Watching someone else iron. Sorry. Here we go. So we'll cut these down, and that will give me my top row and my bottom row. This cannot work too well. It just can't, because it just can't, because then I'll want to make the whole charm pack up myself. I just need to cut one more of these so that I can cut some squares off. Robbie, if you're listening, can you please ring Sandy back? She's just tried to ring me. And just tell her I'll get in touch with her after the show. It's my neighbour trying to ring me. Okay. Right. So then we're going to put these together. We'll take these across to the machine. Did you hear my phone then go bzz? That was Rob saying okay. put this one on. Something incredibly satisfying about doing straightforward piece blocks, which means I don't do it enough. I am enjoying finishing off the checkerboard border on Midnight Melba though. That I am doing. And that's been really lovely because they're sort of all lovely crisp colours and little squares. And we'll go towards the centre on this one because in another life it would have been red, and we want to stay with that so that we can abut all of our seams. There we go. So that's how that's going to come together. So now when we pull these together, our seams, I know I'm telling you how to suck eggs, but we've got to do this bit before we can chop it up. So we can abut those seams in there really nicely, and I'm going to risk it again without pins tonight so that we can get it done quickly. Do you know, I'm looking at this red and I'm looking at the thread that I'm using on one of those pin cushions, and my goodness, which, you know, which makes, what are you doing eating my fabric? That's not happening. Go down a bit. Which of course makes sense because they're all Jason's fabrics, and I'm sure he intended that everything would go together. If you are in a quilter's life, I've just popped a little post up tonight as well. We've just about finished off our ombre coordinate from my Japanese fabric range, so I've popped up an update for you. Well, Alicia's been pulling some consecutive all-nighters to fix it because we thought it was simple and it wasn't. Okay, one more and then we can chop. Go. Oh, my shoot machine had a little bit of a moment. There we are. Now, as I said last night, this is where I really want to open up my seams, but I shall resist the temptation and we'll just go this way. There we are. Okay, so now I'm going to set it here, and tonight it still measures what it's supposed to. Woohoo! And last night it was off because my needle wasn't in its right position. Okay, so now we're going to chop down through the middle. You ready? We're going to go. No hesitation. You ready? Down through there. And then we're going to turn them. Now I have seen a few people that use the rotating mats. They are in theory a fantastic thing. I just want you to be really careful. If you get one, just watch your wrists, because I had one once and I cut out an entire log cabin, twisted log cabin quilt, and I did my wrists in. It's something about having to hold it steady. So if you do look at them and you think you're going to try one, just have a chat with your patchwork shop owner and see what they think and if they've got any advice, or just check that they've used one a lot and they're happy with it. It's probably just the one that I had bought that wasn't that great. because it just kept moving, and I found unintentionally I was holding it in place. If you can find one that works, when you're going to do this sort of work where you're constantly turning blocks, they can be really, really handy. Go that one that way, and that one that way. Took me a while, but I got there. Haha! How fun's that? Isn't that fun? That's so cool. Okay, and then what happens then? Oh, okay, then you can turn the whole thing round. You can go that way. You can just mess with it. Look at this. And I can go that way. How much fun. Right, I like the original one I did, where they've all kind of staggered. Now I don't know if I'll be able to do it again. There we go, that way, then that way, that way. There we go. So cool. So that's just having one, so that's two different ones with one different one in the middle. So then the next thing would be, we should do them all different. Just do nine different blocks and then cut it up and see what happens. But I can see how this now works, because if you had this again across here, that over here, it's going to create a secondary pattern over this side. So it's all just going to keep changing no matter which way you go. Good fun. All right, I'll sew these together before tomorrow night, and then we'll talk to Marg about it tomorrow night. So she's going to bring some of her things with her. We're going to have a chat about, probably have a debrief about the Creative Escape, but we'll have a little bit chat about her stitcheries and where she's at with those. She's going to bring down some of the projects that she did at the Creative Escape, and I'm hoping she's going to make them available for you through the website. I'm going to get onto her about that in the morning, and we're going to have a little play with our little woolly sheep pincushion, and I've got yet some more fabrics to share with you tomorrow night besides these gorgeous things. So these you'll all find under the word Advent, along with everything we did last night, and then I've already put up some of the ones we'll be doing tomorrow. So Deb's just home from book club. Do I want to know the book? I need to know the book, Deb. You just can't say that. I need to know what book you're on at the moment. Good evening, Susan, running very late. Kathy Ahern, I'm with you. I've never done one of these. I think they are addictive. I think they should come with an addiction warning, actually, Kath. I think they're really good. Where is the green to rust fabric in Advent? Maria, it should be tagged with the word Advent under tonight. If it's not there, as soon as I get off, I will go and fix it up and check that it's online. And if you put the word Advent in, it should come up. So I will double check it with you. Melissa, thank you. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Yeah, I know. I feel like the little elves in the Santa's workshop at the moment starting to work on it. So anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me again this evening, and I'll see you tomorrow night again at 8 o'clock with Marg. Have a great day tomorrow, won't you? All right, I'll see you then. Bye, everyone.